Alright, this is my portable PlayStation 1. It's built out of a case I found for 99 cents at Goodwill. And this joystick is an original PS1 DualShock joystick inside of a Dreamcast shell housing. I have a Nintendo 64 D-pad. They were convenient to mount, that's why I chose those. There's the screen controls. I have the start button from a Dreamcast controller as the select button. A Nintendo 64 start button, the original PS1 non-DualShock controller. I have a LED connected directly to the batteries. Works fairly well. I have the auxiliary 3.5mm headphone jack, and I have the memory card slot to transfer data from a external memory card to your system. I have a USB charging board. Pretty hard to install. Got it in there. Painted it black so it would match. I have an on-off, double pole, double throw switch. I have the R1 and the L1 mounted on the corners there. They feel great. I mean, all the buttons feel exactly like the controller would when you press them down. I have a volume potentiometer. It's a 10K audio taper. I have the PS1 on-off switch as the screen on and off. So if you connect it to a TV, you can turn the screen off. I have you can play off wall power. You can charge it through the charge jack on the back or through USB. Typical R2, L2 buttons, nothing special, but I do have a little spindle in the back to carry an extra disc for your multi-disc RPGs if you're going somewhere. Alright, so on the inside, it's kind of a mess, but you can see the speakers. They're like about 1 inch. The control board recessed into the case right there behind the controller board. You have all the pieces you need. I have the right there is the double pole double throw switch, the USB charging. That right there is the second joystick I had to install. It just was acting weird without it. 7.4 volt cast star batteries, a momentary switch for the case being closed, audio amp right there, all the proper stuff. I have a hidden memory card under the disk drive right there, and I've got a mod chip installed so I can play burned games. And I cut part of the disk drive away, as you can see near the laser, just to save room because I could. So this is a burned copy of Chrono Cross to test out my mod chip, which is right here in the corner with the blue wire under my disk drive. So let's pop that on. Spins freely, doesn't touch anything that's important. I wanted to install a mod chip because I didn't want to risk damaging my good games. So I can just burn another copy if something goes wrong, if a wire comes loose. So it's composite only. I guess the screen takes VGA and composite, but the PS1 only outputs composite out of those two. So as far as I know, it also does S-video, but this would not accept it, unfortunately. And everything runs well. The system does get pretty hot, and I wish I installed a fan, but that's everything else I ever wanted in the system is here. Just no fan. I don't really have room for it. I'm already down 1 bar on the LED. Sometimes it goes down quickly, sometimes not, but it always gives you a general idea how far you are into the battery life. All the buttons work great. As you can see, I'll press the start button to get to the memory card loading place. Alright, so the joystick is the analog button. So if you want to activate the joystick, you press it down. I guess there's only going to be a conflict if you're playing a DualShock game that uses a joystick press, and I only know of like a few. So there's the built-in memory card I'm about to load from. Got a Chrono Cross save, about 24 hours into it or something. Yeah, the audio works fine in the system. Not really any flaw other than just it gets really hot, so you don't want to play for more than an hour at a time. It never overheats. I got it running for like 3 hours without overheating, but I don't know. It's not a good idea. It gets kind of musty in there. So screen controls work fine. Not much you can do there anyways. Open up the menu. Triangle's working great. Both D-pad and analog stick work. And circle works, everything, all the buttons. I can't really test R2, R1, L2, L1 because this game doesn't really use them until I get into a battle. You can use R1, R2, or L2, or something like that. Actually, I think one of those buttons is used for fast forwarding once you beat the game once, but this is my first playthrough on my portable, so... Walking around feels great. The select button is working fine, switching characters. Yeah, there's not really anything I'm too sad about. I mean, I got kind of crazy with some of the super glue in a couple of areas, but that's about it. Just painted the case black. Used some satin lacquer over the top of that because it was kind of sticky. And yeah, I'm gonna be making a Nintendo 64 portable out of the same kind of shell. So I don't know if I'll keep track of that or log it, but here we go. Finished PS1 portable.